glad you found my channel, Sweet Uniquities, where everything I do here is always sweet and custom for an event, making it a true uniquity. Today, we are not doing anything food related, but it is truly a sweet uniquity, and that is a unicorn picture, right? So, I mean, who doesn't want unicorn art in their house? And actually, I was thinking I might ask Mr. Uniquity if we could just redo the whole house in unicorn. So I will let you know how that goes. But in the meantime, today, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to run to Home Depot and pick up one of these wooden rounds. They're only like $6 or $8. They're not very expensive and they're extremely substantial in size. So grab one of those, and then you're going to need to make a trip to the Dollar Tree, but we'll talk about that as we go along. You're gonna just need a few items from there and some acrylic paint. Now, to get the unicorn, what you're going to need to do is go to a computer and you're going to want to Google something like unicorn cartoons or cartoon unicorns and find one that has real simple designs. And this is the one that I chose. And then you're going to want to blow it up and print it out to be the right size for your board. Now, today we are going to be using something that I like to call the pencil transfer method. It's a great way, a super simple way to transfer images onto wood or different mediums, I guess you could say. So it works really well on wood. And so you're going to grab a pencil, and once you have it printed out, you're going to want to take that pencil and you're going to want to just shade the whole back of your design or your unicorn in this situation. So anywhere that there's a line, you're going to want to make sure that there is lead, on the back of that. Be very careful though, if you are, wearing all white or doing this on grandma's nice linen tablecloth that, is your favorite heirloom, you're going to be angry at Sweet Uniquity. But I did warn you because this does, it really comes off. My fingers are gross already. So just keep that in mind. Don't wear white for this project. So the rest of it, we're going to go along I'm going to tell you about it as we go along, but I'm so glad you're with me today. One thing I do want to let you know, if you love unicorn, and who doesn't, I have two videos. One is a cupcake topper on rainbow and unicorns, and they turned out so cute. I love the colors, and I think they're really fun and playful. That will be linked down below, in addition to a cupcake stand that I did that was unicorn related. So make sure you check those videos out. I think you will really enjoy those. And I think you will think today's project is really pretty cool too. So I know. So I'd love to have you back. Please subscribe, and let's jump into the project for today. Using a pale pink acrylic paint, I used a foam brush and just painted the board. You will need to do this a couple of times, and I will link all my colors down below in the description box. Here's what the back of my unicorn looked like after I did all my lead transfer, and then I used some painter's tape to secure it to my wood board, and then just use a pen. I'm just using an ink pen, and trace around the areas that you want to paint. So go around that really well, and that will give you your guide. This is seriously so cool, guys. I thought it really worked well. Just be careful because it's messy. So here are my lines. And the medium that we're going to use to paint today is Dollar Tree caulking. Can you believe that? So I purchased 3. I only used about 2, but depending on how thick you make your lines will depend on how much of the caulking that you will need. But I just used it as paint and then used my finger to kind of spread it around, and I felt like it was kind of like icing. It was really fun, and I found it to be very enjoyable. But I'm weird, so sorry, whatever. But just be creative and use that caulking to make your lines. Use it as paint. Isn't that just the coolest? Now you're just gonna want to let this dry really, really well, and then we're gonna come back and do the colors. So I used the caulking and some acrylic paint, and again, I'll link all the colors that I used, but just pick whatever you like. Just keep in mind that they probably will be lighter than what you originally, what the original color is. but then just use it to paint the areas that you want in whatever colors you want. It's just that fun and just that simple. And again, I felt like I was working with icing, and it was just really, really fun. I think this would be a great project for lots of different age groups for sure. And a little tip, try to be more careful than I was. I actually wound up flinging some of the colored caulking onto other areas that I didn't want it. So just be careful so that you have a more clean project. I was able to kind of clean it up and paint over some things, but just keep that in mind. I have a really fantastic idea. Why don't you subscribe to my channel? I would love to have you back. So go ahead and add the colored paint to the caulking in whatever shades you want. I do recommend that you let them dry in between applications just so they're nice and set and you don't have any problems with smearing. And here you see me adding more of the pale pink to the board because, like I said, I had kind of flung a little bit of the colored caulking and I had a problem. So I just kind of cleaned that up. Here you can see that I'm using that same bright pink to just finish the edge, and I did have to give it 2 coats. This wood seems to really soak up the paint, so it does take a couple of coats, or at least with the type of paint that I had. So now it's time to put on the eye and the nostril, and so I very carefully, using my transfer again method, I just went over the paper, and voila, it was there. It was so easy, and then I just used a little acrylic paint to paint that on. Because I didn't really trust myself with the black paint, I covered up some of the other areas so I wouldn't accidentally, drip any, but it all worked out okay. But I just followed the lines and I painted the eye and the nostril on, and it just turned out so perfect. So the final part of this project was to cover it in saran wrap so that I can glitter easily without getting glitter all over and stuck in the crevices of the caulking. And using the caulk one more time, I'm just making little sections of the horn and then using my finger to kind of flatten it out and fill in like the whole, the whole area of the unicorn horn. Very favorite part, glittering the unicorn horn. I think this project turned out so awesome. You don't have to do a unicorn, you can do any animal, or you can do something much more mature and do like an abstract art or flowers or something, but super simple, very economical, and just a really great payout for the investment. So I hope you come back and see me. I would love to have you as a subscriber, and please don't forget to hit the like button and also to leave a comment and let me know what you think of this project. So have a sweet and unique day. I'll look forward to seeing you on the next project. Have a magical one. Bye-bye.